But we do know that many artists used only their first name. And, an example like this was Michelangelo, Titian, Raphael. They all used their first name. There are some people that have said maybe he signed his name with only his first name because of the fact that these other great artists did, and he wanted to show that he was just as great as they were. Hi, this is Anita from 5 Minutes with Art. Today we're going to talk about an artist that most people know about his name, but may not know a lot about him personally, and that is Rembrandt. And I want to specifically answer the question, why was Rembrandt known about his first name? Actually, the truth is that Rembrandt changed how he signed his paintings many times. And Rembrandt was his first name, but it's not a very common Dutch name, and he actually added the D behind his name later in his life. His actual first name was Rembrandt, which was spelt without the D, which was Rembrant. And then he later added the D, which was silent, for the name Rembrandt. We don't really know why he added the D to it, but we do know that he did. He started to sign his name as Rembrandt from 1633 onward until his death. There were many different ways that he sort of assigned, which he signed his name, we don't really know why he changed to sign his name this way from 1633 onward. But we do know that many artists used only their first name. And, an example like this was Michelangelo, Titian, Raphael. They all used their first name. There are some people that have said maybe he signed his name with only his first name because of the fact that these other great artists did, and he wanted to show that he was just as great as they were. It could be that he felt like his real name was too long, and it was a very long name. Rembrandt Hammerzoon van Regen. And I'm not sure if I said that right or not, but it's and I probably didn't. Those of you that are Dutch out there, that I probably have totally messed up the name, I'm sorry, is a very long name for any artist. It's a very much of a mouthful for it. It was probably because it's the best of all of his names. All these other names, it wouldn't have been as good of a name to use as the name Rembrandt. There's different ways that he signed his name too. From 1625, he used the name R or RH. 1629, he used RHL. So we see that, the L we believe stands for Leiden, which is where he came from. From 1632, he used RHL again, and he used his last name. There was a period, maybe about 10 years, where he used all these different ways of signing his name, until finally in 1633, he settled on signing his name as just Rembrandt. We really think that this was really just a visual change. Maybe it was a way for him to become known. Maybe it was just an easier name than all of this, or maybe he simply wanted to be known by his first name. Rembrandt seems to have been more Rembrandt with the D. We need to qualify between the two because his legal name was actually Rembrandt without the D in it. So Rembrandt with the D seems to be more of an artistic name because in all the legal documents we find with his name, he signed his name as Rembrandt, which was Rembrant without the D. So it seems like even with the D that he was more like an artistic name. It could be that he felt it just sounded better. It could be he thought it looked better. Maybe he just liked it. But legally, he always signed his name without the D. We know that all these signatures must have had some significance to him because he used them at specific times in his life. And that D, adding the D to his name must have had some specifics to it, but we really don't know exactly why. I guess we can suppose and we can say, maybe he just liked it. Maybe it had some other significance to him. Maybe he just liked the way it looked. We really don't know, but we do know from 1633 onward, he signed his name as Rembrandt with the D. If you'd like to read more, I have a blog that I've written on this, which gives more information on this, called Why is Rembrandt Known by His First Name? And you can find it on our blog, AnitaLouiseArt.com. Thank you so much for listening to 5 Minutes with Art. We hope you've enjoyed this little tidbit of art and art information about great artists.